The health effects of coffee are very controversial. So in this video, I'm going to discuss whether coffee is good or bad for you and how much coffee is too much. Hey guys, this is Dr. Sidra. I'm pharmacist, passionate about health, pharmacy, and beauty. And if this interests you, keep watching and subscribe for more. Do I drink coffee? Yes, absolutely. I love my coffee, but is it good? Let's find out. Coffee can be both good and bad for you depending on a few variables like how much caffeine in a cup of coffee, how much you're drinking, and if you are adding sugar in it or not. Let's first talk about why coffee can be good for you. So for starters, one of the biggest reasons why coffee is beneficial is because it contains massive amounts of antioxidants. Sadly, in today's world, we're exposed to toxins all the time, so intaking something rich in antioxidants can be actually very beneficial. And if you don't know, antioxidants can actually reduce the risk of many diseases like heart disease and certain cancers, and they actually really help slow down the aging process. And coffee is actually one of the highest foods rich in antioxidants. Another benefit of coffee is that it may protect your brain from Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. Both of these diseases are neurodegenerative diseases, meaning they are actually characterized by degeneration of neurons in brain. And you'll be surprised to know that several studies have shown that coffee drinkers have much lower risk of dementia, Alzheimer's disease, and Parkinson's disease in old age. There are also several studies that have shown that coffee drinkers have significantly lower risk of diabetes. Coffee can actually also have supportive benefits on liver. What it does is actually increases the circulation in the body, and which in turn stimulates the liver. The main benefit of coffee, and the reason probably why we all drink coffee, is because it causes mental alertness. And this is because coffee contains caffeine, which is a stimulant and can enhance brain function and boost metabolism. The caffeine content of a single cup of coffee can actually range from 30 to 300 milligrams, but the average cup of coffee is somewhere around, I would say, 90 to 100 milligrams. So basically what caffeine does is it blocks the function of an inhibitory neurotransmitter in brain, which is called adenosine. And by blocking adenosine, caffeine actually increases the activity in your brain and releases other stimulating neurotransmitters like norepinephrine and dopamine, which are your happy hormones. And this is why consumption of coffee actually reduces tiredness and makes you feel more alert. We all love the stimulating effect of coffee. But I think it wouldn't be fair just to talk about the good effects of coffee without mentioning the bad ones. So the studies have shown that stimulating effects of the coffee that we all love are likely short-term. And if you drink coffee every day, you will build up tolerance, and with it, the effects will actually become less powerful. Another issue with caffeine is that it can lead to addiction. When you consume coffee regularly, you become tolerant to it. It's a known fact, and then with continuous consumption, it will actually stop working, or larger dose of coffee will be needed to produce the same effect. Another important thing is when you try to limit your coffee intake and skip a few cups here and there, it can actually cause withdrawal symptoms, which can result in headache, brain fog, tiredness, and irritability. Some people, when consuming coffee, actually feel that too much caffeine can cause jitterness, anxiety, heart palpitations, and even panic attacks. So if you are sensitive to caffeine and tend to become overstimulated, then you may want to avoid coffee altogether. Another unwanted side effect of caffeine is that it can disrupt sleep, and if that's the issue, try quitting coffee late in the day, like after 2 p.m. because coffee stays in our system for at least 12 hours. So if you are drinking coffee late during the day, it can literally affect your sleep cycle, and not only you will have a problem falling asleep, but also the overall quality of sleep may be affected. Now, some people say that they kind of feel tired after drinking coffee, and it's because when caffeine begins to wear off or if you load your coffee with sugar, you're most likely tired from the sugar rush followed by the sugar crash. Another reason of feeling tired with coffee could be that coffee actually is a diuretic. So it's actually making you pee a lot, and that's making you dehydrated, which in turn makes you feel tired or drowsy. Now, I always drink as much water as I drink coffee. When I drink coffee, if I take one sip of my coffee, I make sure I've had 2 or 3 sips of water before I go into the next sip of coffee. So remember to drink lots of water when you're drinking coffee, and no, water in coffee doesn't count, so be sure to stay hydrated. Another very important reason why coffee is bad for you is that it can actually overwork your adrenal glands. And adrenal glands, if you don't know, they actually produce hormones that help regulate your metabolism, your immune system, blood pressure. They also respond to the stress and produce the stress hormone called cortisol. So if your adrenal glands are fatigued, then caffeine in coffee can actually cause your adrenals to overwork and make more cortisol and actually burn out your glands. See, our body is not created to rely on stimulants all the time. So feeding it with a stimulant all the time will actually disrupt the natural work balance of the glands in the body, and eventually it will weaken them. So I don't really recommend people with adrenal fatigue or thyroid problems or any other chronic illness to drink coffee, because you don't want coffee to actually clash with your natural system. But if you are in general a healthy individual and just trying to support your brain with a little kickstart from coffee, then I think it's okay to consume coffee, but in moderation. Now remember, a cup of coffee may be all you need to get going through the morning, and probably a second cup to get you out of the door. But generally speaking, you shouldn't drink more than 400 milligrams of coffee in a day. Nowadays, I've noticed that with Starbucks and other coffee cafes loading up with the caffeine content, I've seen some people literally drink a large cup of coffee with like 3 or 4 espresso shots in it, which equals like 600-700 milligrams of caffeine in one drink. Just remember, if you frequently drink that much caffeine every day, you could be setting yourself up for some serious health conditions like cardiovascular disease. So again, is coffee good or bad? Really, I would say it depends on your body and your health condition. If you are pregnant, you should stay away from coffee as it actually crosses the placenta to your baby. It may increase the heart rate and blood pressure, and both of which are actually not recommended during pregnancy. Also, if you are a teenager, I think you already have a lot of energy as is. You shouldn't drink coffee and build up tolerance so early on. But for all those coffee lovers out there, I'm with you. I absolutely love my coffee, but lately I have started making healthier choices, for which I'm kind of proud of myself, because literally you can still get that kickstart in the morning. Substituting your coffee to a healthier choice will actually give you more sustainability throughout the day and will actually save you from the coffee and sugar crash. So as a healthier choice, what I do is I limit myself to just 1 medium-sized cup of coffee with no sweetener, because you want to try to avoid the sugar rush. And also, I've actually started drinking decaffeinated coffee, which has at least 97% less caffeine in it. But the good thing is that the decaf coffee is still rich in antioxidants, so you do get those antioxidant benefits from your coffee. Matcha tea, I think, is another great substitute of coffee, as it has about a third amount of caffeine in it compared to that of coffee, but it still gives you a nice kick of energy. Well, the bottom line is you can still enjoy your morning coffee, but be sure to stay hydrated and don't overconsume coffee, as it can increase the risk of cardiovascular issues. And lastly, thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button if you found value in this video. If you have any questions or video recommendation, do leave it in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date on more awesome content on health, pharmacy, and beauty. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care. Bye.